You can see behind me it is a scene of utter devastation here in Eagleby, where a wall of water swept through this part of southeast Queensland yesterday. If you just have a look here, there are boats that are turned over. A little bit further over to my right, there are trucks that have been turned over and washed 30 or 40 metres downstream. The SES and fire crews were here yesterday trying to rescue people from their homes. In one case, there was a 3-year-old boy who was rescued from that home that sits just behind me now. He actually at one stage fell out of the boat, but they managed to rescue him and get him back in. Now, police do say that they hold grave fears for a 77-year-old man who went missing at about 4:30 p.m. yesterday in floodwater here in Eagleby. His name is Nelson Rabel. He is described as 160 centimetres tall, of a solid build, with hazel eyes, and police are asking anyone who may have seen or heard from him to come forward. As for the scene here, well, I did speak to one of the local residents a short time ago who described the chaos that ensued here when that water came through yesterday.
It was absolutely hammering, mate. It was like being at the beach and watching the surf. It picked up everything. It picked up the 2 containers out the back of our place and just flipped them over, and they were full of stuff. And they're 40-foot containers, so you could just imagine the force of it, mate. It was just unbelievable. You wouldn't be able to beat it, you know.
And it must have just been incredible scenes here yesterday when that water came through. In fact, it reached the foot of that house that sits behind me, several metres higher than where it sits at the moment. Now, as for the ongoing situation, there are concerns of more flooding in this area of Eagleby and nearby Waterford this afternoon as the river levels rise again. Now, the Police Commissioner held a press conference a short time ago. Authorities really are warning people to take extra care and remain vigilant to stay out of the floodwater. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
We know that today is April Fool's Day, and we know that there are many areas of the state that are back in normal business as usual mode already. But please take this seriously. This is not over yet by a long way. We need to keep all Queenslanders safe.
It's blue sky here, the sun is shining, but there's no doubt that there is going to be an enormous clean-up operation that will need to take place. We're already expecting the damage bill to run into the hundreds of millions of dollars.